Good evening, everyone. Welcome to August, month of hopes, eighth month of the year. I can't believe 8 months, 7 months have passed by, and we are entering into the eighth month of 2026. I hope you all are reading and maintaining some kind of knowledge with you, even though reading is not consistent. So, welcome to another session by the Bibliophile family. Today we are going to discuss the book Shaolin by Bernhard Moestl, and he is a person. He's a photographer, and he visited a lot of parts of Asia to gain Asian knowledge, and then finally he landed to the Shaolin Temple, and then from the monks of Shaolin Temple he learned a lot of things, and then he consolidated his knowledge for us in the form of 13 principles. So, first 12 principles I will be talking about, and the 13th principle is about community. And community, I think we should discuss more in some other sessions. So, I'm planning to discuss the last principle in on Monday. Now, some prerequisites. So, I'll be reviewing the book. I would request all of you to at least have one pen and paper along with you. मोर फोकस इज अर्ज्ड आप अगर फोकस से बैठेंगे सुनेंगे तो इट वुड बी मोर बेनिफिशियल फॉर दिस book review and I think a lot of us will be able to gain a lot of insights through this. All right. So I think I hope we all are ready. And we will be taking selfie at 8:05 p.m. So you can be ready at that time so that you are able to turn on the cameras. So yes, without further ado, let's begin. So the Shaolin Monastery is located in China, and it was started by the Chan Buddhist. His name is Bodhi Dharma. He is an Indian monk. He was an Indian monk, and he went to China to spread Buddhism, as you all must know. During the early 400 AD, when actually Buddhism started in early BC, 385, 185 BC. But the spread of Buddhism was there after Ashok and when he sent the disciples, and will not go into the history. But this Shaolin temple, if all of you might know Kung Fu Panda, who all have seen the movie Kung Fu Panda, yeah, and we might follow Bruce Lee, and we might know his techniques and tactics. We were great fans. So that that principle, those techniques are from the temple of Shaolin. It's in China, and it was started by a Buddhist monk called amazing sir called Bodhidharma. So India basically India से शुरुआत हुई थी. Now, without further ado, I would proceed to the principles because they are quite, I think, profound and very deep. So I want to discuss more on that. So this book is divided into three parts. I would like to show you the book. This book is Shaolin. In the poster, you might have seen the book's page as well. So the first part is learn to stand. So what these principles are telling us, they are telling us, they are teaching us to be how to be against our opponent, how to defend, how to attack, how to maintain our stance, and eventually how to win in a battle against our opponent. This battle nowadays, obviously, we do not fight a sword battle or any kind of battle until and unless we are in army and हम शेर सर और अनिल सर से इंस्पायर हों. We most of us are into a mental battle, and these things, these principles will actually equip us for the next moments and next instances of our lives, and they are giving us strategies how to lead a balanced and a winning life ahead. So first is learning how to stand. Stand matlab to maintain your ground, to maintain your composure, your posture. And then we will learn how to be strong. First, we learned how to stand, right? We prepared ourselves. Then we owned our skills. We learned how to be strong. And then uh, the next one is how to win. So, first part will begin with learning how to stand. Give me 1 second, I'll bring water. Apologies, everyone. I should have been prepared, and I'm teaching you how to be prepared. So, yeah, I don't. I hope I'm audible. Yeah. So, the first principle is the principle of the present. Are you able to see my screen clearly? This is one of the most important principles, and the Shaolin principles act on both the physical capabilities, like being the warrior and how to fight, and they most importantly emphasize on the mental capabilities, that is meditation, being in the present, how to be mindful. I learned a lot of things from this. The first one is to maintain the maintain the importance of a moment. For example, I'll start with a story, the story of a wise man and a tiger. So a wise man was in the jungle, and suddenly he was chased by a tiger and he ran, and eventually he was in on a branch of a tree, and that branch was falling into the river. So if tiger came and ate that man, that could be one possibility. Another possibility could have been the man could have fallen into the river, or third possibility could have been he would have escaped. The tiger lost interest in the man. But that all these possibilities, the certainty was not known to the man कि अब मेरे साथ क्या होगा आगे. And suddenly there was a bush, and उस bush के पास that bush was of strawberry, and he seized that moment and he ate the strawberry. Can you find it intriguing? Do you find it intriguing? Surprising, right? उसके पीछे tiger पड़ा है. He is about to die. Maybe I don't know what will happen to him. He doesn't know that, but he sees that moment and he savored the strawberry because he doesn't know the consequence of the next moment of his life. So that is being taught through this principle that we don't know what lies ahead of us. Not even in the next moment, I don't know what will happen. We all don't know what will happen to us to the next moment. But we still have elaborate plans. We still have a lot of things ahead planned ahead of us. So the Shaolin principle tells us that between our plans there are there are spaces. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी वीकेंड आने वाला है. सो आज वीकेंड है तो मैं पूरे मंडे से लेकर फ्राइडे तक आई वेट फॉर द वीकेंड टू एंजॉय एंड टू मे बी टू स्लीप वेल कि अब अभी पूरे हफ्ते मैं मेरी नींद खराब करके आई वर्क हार्ड एंड देन ऑन वीकेंड आई रेस्ट एंड आई स्लीप. सो वी आर वेटिंग for the moment to come and not cherishing the current moment of life that is being told here. I hope I'm a little bit clear to all of you. Now, one example I would like to give mine. Yesterday, I was traveling, and it was late at night, and I came across uh, a very bad instance. A person technically harassed me, and I was not. I just let go of that, but that moment impacted me a lot. Then I told my partner कि ऐसा ऐसा हुआ है, मेरा बहुत दिमाग खराब हो रहा है, and and I was constantly thinking about it, right? Then he told me कि वो जा चुका है, वो मोमेंट जा चुका है, यू कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट। टू बी इन द प्रेजेंट, टुडे वाज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट डे फॉर मी, एंड I was preparing for it, and today morning, and eventually that moment happened. So he taught me, he told me कि moment में रहो, तुम कल के लिए या ये जो अभी तुम्हारे साथ हुआ है उसके बारे में इतना सोचने के बजाय you enjoy the moment, you prepare for it, and you cherish today. तो बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि हमारे साथ कुछ गलत हो जाता है या कुछ अच्छा भी होता है, एंड वी लूम ओवर दैट again and again, and that doesn't make any sense. And this this book actually reminded me of so many things, and gave me a lot of insights that why we need to be in present. So I will read points one by one. I know it's a theoretical, but I would really like you all to be with me and listen to me, and wherever you get bored, you please tell in the chat section ki ab bahut ho gaya, like that. So accept the moment without judging it, without comparing it with the past and also with the future. So, our basic duty is to be in the present, to live the moment without judgment. So, being in the present also teaches us to be non judgmental. Often, we are very judgmental towards others and actually more towards ourselves. कि I judged myself multiple times yesterday कि मैं अगर उसको ऐसा जवाब दे देती तो क्या होता? मैं मेरा ऑफ़िस का कार्ड दिखा देती तो क्या होता? मैं इसको ऐसे धमका देती तो क्या होता? There were so many things coming into my mind because of that moment कि मैं बहुत सारी चीज़ें चेंज कर सकती थी, but I cannot, right? So we don't have to judge the moment and just live with it. I hope I'm making sense. And I would really request your reactions. थोड़ा सा serious है, that's why I would really request the reactions. Then in Judaism there is a principle called talment. Talment का मतलब है कि अपने जीवन का 1 घंटा, थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन, अपने जीवन का 1 घंटा ऐसे जिए जैसे वो पूरी लाइफ हो आपकी. Shaolin principle goes one step ahead, and they tell live your each moment in such a way that it's the only life you have. ये एक मोमेंट जो अभी है वो आपकी जिंदगी है, उसको उतने अच्छे से जी. So accept the moment without judgment, not condemning it, और not the day the hour, बस उस मोमेंट के लिए क्योंकि वो है इसलिए उसको जी. देयर मे बी ब्यूटीफुल टाइम्स. एक कॉन्फ्यूशियस, इफ यू ऑल नो कॉन्फ्यूशियसिज्म, कॉन्फ्यूशियस एक सेंट है चाइना के, उन्होंने बहुत सारे कोट्स दिए हैं, बर्नार्ड ने बहुत सारे कोट्स दिए हैं उनके इस बुक में. देयर इज वन ऑफ द कोट्स रिटन हियर दैट देयर मे बी मोर ब्यूटीफुल टाइम्स बट दिस वन इज आवर्स. I would like all of you to tell me about 7 महीने हो गए हैं about your year. In these 7 months, what were the highlights of your life? And I would really request you all to take a pen and paper with you and you can write it down. Those highlights that you would like to share, you can share it in the chat box or in the you can say it aloud. Other things, you please write it down. And please stay with me till the end. What we will be doing is an exercise. There are multiple questions, and this will make you a gist. एक आपके पास एक जर्नल की डायरी जैसी हो जाएगी of 10-15 questions, and you can go to them again and again and you can change your answers. So I really want you to note these things down what I am telling you to. I think the session would be longer, like 8:45, but please stay with me. So the first question is, what are the highlights of your life? अभी 2026 में जनवरी से लेकर अभी तक आपके highlights मुझे बताइए. Mention your highlights. I'll give you 30 seconds. Wonderful, Jerry. Such a beautiful answer. Yes. So I would like to give your example and a round of applause for प्रिया जी. मैंने आज ही आपके लेटर लिखा है, रीडाथॉन के गिफ्ट्स आज पोस्ट हुए हैं. अपॉलॉजीज इतने डिले के लिए. And in that also I have mentioned that how beautifully you covered readathon or along with motherhood. So congratulations to you. So in between your highlights, there will be spaces. और वो स्पेसेस के लिए हम हाइलाइट्स का वेट करते हैं कभी कभी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई एम वेटिंग राखी फॉर राखी कि मेरी छुट्टी आएगी एंड आई बी मोर माइंडफुल. मुझे बहुत कुछ करना है घर में, तो आई एम वेटिंग फॉर दैट टाइम टू कम टू इन्वेस्ट मोर इन माई होम एंड थोड़ा सा डेकोर एंड एवरीथिंग. तो कल मुझे लगा कि मैं राखी का क्यों वेट कर रही हूँ, आई कुड स्टार्ट प्लानिंग फ्रॉम नाउ. ये प्रिंसिपल शाओलिन बोलते हैं, शाओलिन प्रिंसिपल है कि बिटवीन द हाइलाइट्स जो स्पेसेस हैं आपकी लाइफ में उसका यूटिलाइजेशन कीजिए. You are waiting for the weekends to happen, you're waiting for Christmas or Diwali to happen to do few things. जैसे हम रेजोल्यूशंस बनाते हैं न्यू ईयर के कि न्यू ईयर से हम ये करेंगे, या फर्स्ट मंथ है, डेट तारीख है, आज फर्स्ट है, आज से मैं बहुत सारी चीजें करना शुरू करूंगी, आई स्टार्ट रनिंग, आई स्टार्ट डूइंग थिंग्स. रादर देन दैट, even though it's 23rd of the month, you can start doing things from that day. For example, reading. बहुत बार होता है situations don't allow us to read and we should not be judgmental about it, but we could start it from then and there. And that's the principle of the present, that cherishing the present moment and making it so important that it's the only moment of your life. Now we'll move ahead to some journal questions. You can screenshot this or you can write it down. I would really request you to write it down so that you have a full collection. So, into which sections of life have you divided your life into? For example, I will share. I have divided my life into weekends mostly. कि ये weekday पे का काम है, ये weekend का काम है. So weekdays are mostly to work in office. Weekends are TBF को dedicated. Something like that. Even before Kamal sir's challenge, I'll tell about it. I didn't used to write poems every day. बट आफ्टर दैट आई स्टार्टेड राइटिंग. तो मैं पोएम्स कब लिखती थी, जब मेरा ओपन माइक होता था, मतलब संडे टू संडे आई यूज्ड टू राइट पोएम्स. नाउ आई हैव शिफ्टेड इट कि आई विल राइट पोएम्स रेगुलरली. So my life is usually divided into like that कि month wise कि यार अभी ये है, या ऑफिस की छुट्टी के अकॉर्डिंग और वीकेंड के अकॉर्डिंग, like that I have divided my life. So which manner have you divided your life? It could be evening, morning, afternoon as well कि मॉर्निंग में ज्यादा से ज्यादा काम करके आफ्टरनून में स्लैग ऑफ करना है, like that. So in which section of life are you currently in? आप कौन से सेक्शन में है? तो अभी मैं मेरे वीकेंड मोड में चालू हूँ. एंड इफ योर लाइफ वर टू एंड नेक्स्ट मिनट, what would you still absolutely want to do? Anyone would like to answer this question? And I hope everyone is listening. In if you were your life were to end the next minute, ऐसा क्या चीज है जो आप अभी करना चाहेंगे? And then, for example, it could be actually anything. Purchasing a new phone, going to a trip, and then why have you not done it so far? And which was the last moment you consciously experienced? I would like all of you to take one moment, whatever you're doing, just stop doing it for one moment and to consciously experience this moment. If you are sitting, experience that your back is touching your chair, your feet are on the ground, you are able to feel fans air is blowing and you're able to feel the air. Just experience this moment and also reflect कि ऐसा लास्ट आपने कब किया था. When were you able to experience the moment? Most of us actually do meditation and mindfulness, but sometimes those things are also not very reflective than certain moments that we experience very beautifully. कभी कभी होता है ना कि कुछ मोमेंट्स हम बहुत ही प्रेजेंट में रह के बहुत ही अच्छे से चेरिश कर देते हैं, वो सुबह के मेडिटेशन से ज्यादा पॉजिटिव और एनरिचिंग होते हैं. So I hope you find that moment every day in your life and you're able to gain at least one moment that you're able to consciously experience. So this was the chapter on being in the moment. I hope I was clear. This was the first five chapters are very long. Then we'll move to shorter chapters. I hope you all are with me. And anyone would like to share anything, please do in the chat box. सब सो गए क्या? Are you there? All right. Okay, so let's move to the next chapter, the principle of mindfulness. I think mindfulness, sorry, I feel mindfulness. Thank you so much for your. Yes, you can take the screenshot of the questions. And I hope you all journal. And if you journal, beautiful, Ruturanji. If you all journal, you can include these questions in your journal entry. We are going to launch Swadharma very soon, and this time it would be short and very intense. So, Swadharma gurus are, I think, with us, Vinoji and Sher sir. Uh, Looking forward to it. We'll give you the dates very soon. So, attention is a form of mindfulness, and most of us, if you know about Reiki sadhana or when we go to Vipassana, uh, they tell us to be mindful about each and everything. And इस book में इस chapter के पहले there is an activity to do a mindful activity जैसे हम योग निद्रा में करते हैं. If you all know कि we sit in a comfortable posture and we focus on each and every body part from our head to toe mindfully and slowly, and we experience whatever our body is feeling internally and externally. So, this is a practice of mindfulness that this book also told us. Now, the author is a photographer. So, most of the people ask him that which how to do photography best. ऐसा क्या करें, क्या टेक्निक है कि फोटोग्राफी बहुत अच्छा पिक्चर है. देयर इज अ लैंडस्केप, multiple people go through that landscape, कुछ भी देख सकते हैं, and a lot of pictures are there, but there are few pictures that resonate with us very well. एकदम से वो मन बहला देता है वो फोटो. Why is it that? The answer given by this author is that we are being more mindful. The devil is in the details. When you keep on noticing that scene in very detail, in extreme attention, then you are able to experience and cherish that even more, and that gives the quality photograph. So उनका आंसर था mindfulness and humility for getting good photographs. And then being non-judgmental, being not judgmental to anything. uh, एक फोटोग्राफ के लिए, किसी सीन के लिए, किसी इंसान के लिए, किसी खाने के लिए, किसी भी चीज के लिए जजमेंटल ना हो, एंड स्पेशली खुद के लिए जजमेंटल ना हो हम. That is very important, and this is being emphasized in this chapter. And one thing I resonated with it a lot, that we cannot judge a situation, judge an outcome by the situation. कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. इसमें ऑथर हमें ये बताना चाह रहे हैं कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो इफ यू सी अ शावलिंग monk who is 10 year old and you might see him a feeble शावलिंग monk, एकदम पतला सा छोटा सा, what you will think of him? You might think ये तो बहुत वीक है, मैं तो इसको यूं ही हरा दूंगा. But that could be the opposite. He could defeat you in one jiffy. in one moment, because you're not, you judge that person based on his looks. You were not able to decipher decipher कि उसकी qualities या उसकी strength क्या है. So things that don't seem possible, they can also happen. And this is how you are able to ascertain your opponent. So don't overestimate your opponent and don't underestimate your opponent. ये mindfulness का ही एक पार्ट है. कैसे? Becoming aware, being attentive. आप उसके एक्शन से जब अटेंटिव होके उसे देखेंगे, देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड, नो ही इज फार मोर सुपीरियर, फार मोर बेटर देन मी. So assessing your opponent is a very important principle, then very important thing if you want to win in a battle. It could be any battle, it could be with your boss, it could be with anyone. तो अगर आप किसी बैटल में हैं और आपका कोई ओपोनेंट है, तो उसको असरटेन करने के लिए उसके प्रति आप जजमेंटल ना होके जैसा वो है उसे अटेंटिवली एनालाइज करिए, देन यू विल बी एबल टू एक्सेस की हाँ हाउ इट इज. For example, I would like to share like a lot of times we get attacked in cyber security. बहुत बार होता है कि हमारा जो सर्वर है वो अटैक पे चला जाता है and we are not able to, sometimes we get scared, but now we are able to understand कि दो जो साइबर सिक्योरिटी जो हैकर है उसकी कहाँ तक उसकी लेवल कहाँ तक है, उसका एक्यूमेन कहाँ तक है. एंड व्हेन आई गेट टू नो दैट आई एम लाइक ठीक है इसको ऐसे ही डिफीट कर देंगे. So you get to understand, and this happens in anything. It happens in client server mode as well. आपके client कैसा है, you are able to access and ascertain कि कैसा इंसान है. So judgment is this line, if you are able to see कि respecting our opponents mean being able to size them up. आप उसकी प्रतिभा का आकलन कर रहे हैं कि वो कैसा है. Being non-judgmental means being able to access them. Added नहीं, access them. Facing them with mindfulness, being able to defeat them. तो जब आप आपके ओपोनेंट को माइंडफुली फेस कर रहे हैं, देन यू विल बी एबल टू डिफीट इट. आपका ओपोनेंट कोई भी हो सकता है, कोई एग्जाम हो सकती है, आपका कोई काम हो सकता है, एनीथिंग. बट अगर आप उसको बहुत ज्यादा ही जज करेंगे कि ये तो बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट है, मे बी वो इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, आपने उसको माइंडफुली समझा नहीं कि वो कितना डिफिकल्ट है. तो आकलन करिए उसका, एक्सेस इट, assess it and analyze it, and then you will be able to defeat it. I hope I was clear. I was able to make sense a little bit. So these are the journal questions. This I would really like you all to note down. I will give 1 minute and then we'll take a selfie. So write 5 characteristics of a strong opponent. आपको क्या लगता है आपका opponent कौन है और strong कैसे है वो? And write 5 characteristics of a weak one. ऐसा ओपोनेंट जो आपको लगता है वीक है एंड यू विल बी एबल टू डिफीट इट. You can do that right now. Not 5, so at least write 2. And please take the screenshot of this. Now if you have a glass of water with you, you can smell it. This is for mindfulness activity. पानी का भले हम tasteless, odorless, colorless कहते हैं, but it has a distinct odor and taste. I would really request you to experience that taste and smell of water. Whenever you are being engrossed or being attacked by a lot of thoughts, especially abhi doom scrolling and the situations right now in the scrolling area, social media actually made us a lot bitter. तो जब ऐसे ख्याल आपके दिमाग में आते हैं, then you should turn inwards and be mindful. एक छोटी छोटी एक्टिविटीज बहुत मदद करेंगी हमारी माइंडफुल रहने के लिए. एंड स्टॉपिंग द शेयर and I would request everyone. Hi Neha ji, hi Radna, hi Jyotsna ji, hi Ami ji, after so long. Good evening to you. वीनू जी, ज्योत्सना जी, आपके कैमरा नहीं दिख रहा है. I will wait. All right. So good to see all of you. Ready? Fine. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Would you like to share anything? And take a water break.
How many days did you take to read the book, complete the book?
One day.
One day. Wrong question. I'm liking the concept of the book, and I think it's a very deep book. And for me, it's going to take 1 month at least. But yeah, liking the concept, जो छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं, that squeezing that life into one moment, and then that one moment becomes so big. And that is what happens जब हमारे ऊपर कोई deadline होता है, तो तब उस टाइम पे हमारा दिमाग वैसे काम करता है. हम क्यों उस टाइम पे बहुत एफिशिएंटली काम करते हैं? बिकॉज हमें पता है कि अब हमारे पास बहुत कम टाइम है. नाउ वी आर वेरी फोकस्ड इन दैट एवरी मोमेंट दैट वी हैव reaching towards that deadline, and then that's why we are able to achieve that whole bunch in that small that's how the mind works. So that moment becomes enlarged. So loving
Agreed.
it. I would have to leave
Wonderful.
in 10 minutes, but I will follow the rest from the recording.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here. It's lovely seeing you after so long. All right. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next. Now we are moving on to our next principle, that is learning how to be strong. I hope. Yes. Are you able to see my screen, everyone? Yeah. Is it clear? So the principle of resoluteness. I will be a little bit quick. I think it would be nice, but I don't want to rush this book. It is very very nice book. So we would take 40 more minutes. I hope you all will be with me and keep taking the screenshots and keep writing it down. The principle of resoluteness. पहला principle था the principle of being in the present. Next principle was principle of being mindful. Now the principle of resoluteness. Uh, I hope you all understand Hindi. तो रेजोल्यूट का मतलब होता है कृत संकल्प, डिटरमाइंड, दृढ़ संकल्प वाला, कि अ, इतना डिटरमाइंड हो दैट यू मेक इट डन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क यू अ क्वेश्चन. विल यू मेक अ रेजोल्यूशन टू ब्रश योर टीथ टुमारो? विल यू? यस और नो? आज अगर मैं आपको कहूँ कि कल टीथ ब्रश करने का रेजोल्यूशन बनाओ, तो आप बनाएंगे क्या? Just one question. No, absolutely. Because you're so determined to brush your teeth कि आपको लगता ही नहीं है कि आपको उसके लिए रेजोल्यूशन बनाना पड़ेगा. This is how a determined person works. If you are actually determined to do something, you will do it. And if you are not determined to do something, you will find a lot of excuses to do that. And hence, we can actually prioritize and differentiate between the things which we are actually determined to do and which we are not. So we will be doing this in the exercise section about the determination. Now there There is an activity, I'll do it first. So, writing down 10 things, you can write 5 things also, that you're absolutely determined to do. Then, amongst those 10 things, बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं, to run, to to write, or to have a protein rich diet, or to practice yoga every day, or to read book, or to prepare for an examination, or to cover a deadline, anything. So these things, write down the things that you're absolutely determined to do. Apologies, my throat is not good. Now, strike down those determined topics, the things that you are determined to do, that you're waiting to happen. जैसे मैं अपने घर का डेकोर राखी की बात करना चाह रही हूँ. So that is not the thing I'm actually determined to do right now. Strike it out. इसमें से वो चीजें चूज कीजिए जो अगर आपको कोई डिसुएड करेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फॉर मी वॉकिंग, अगर मैं अपने आप को बहुत सारे बहाने देती हूँ वॉक न करने के, तो वॉकिंग इज वन थिंग दैट इफ समवन डिसुएड्स मी कि अरे आज बारिश आ रही है मत जा, आई विल नॉट गो. सो राइट दैट एंड व्हाई, एंड देन व्हाट डिस्टिंग्विशेस योर इंटेंशंस. ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो आप ऑलरेडी कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, गोइंग टू वर्क, this is non-negotiable. You will have to go to work. So you are absolutely determined to go to work. But why? Because it's your duty. You get paid for it. You are cooking. You're absolutely determined to cook every day. Why? Because that feeds your family. That's absolutely a necessity. So ये principle ये बताता है कि necessity is the mother of all laws. अगर कोई चीज आपके लिए सच में जरूरी है तो आप वो करेंगे ही, और अगर आप वो चीज नहीं कर रहे हैं तो वो जरूरी नहीं है आपके लिए. सो इफ यू वांट टू डू समथिंग, मेक इट इम्पोर्टेंट एंड गिव योरसेल्फ अ रीजन कि वो इम्पोर्टेंट क्यों है. अदरवाइज डोंट डू. यू आर नॉट एक्चुअली रेजोल्यूट उस चीज को करने के लिए, डिटरमाइंड नहीं है आप उस चीज को करने के लिए. सो दिस इज डिजायर. डिजायर, किसी चीज को पाने की डिजायर एक चीज होती है, एंड उस चीज को पाने की डिटर्मिनेशन एक अलग चीज होती है. सो देर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन डिजायर एंड रिजॉल्व. देन आई वुड जो हमने जर्नल क्वेश्चन में एक्टिविटी की है, वो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स जो आप चाह रहे हैं आपके साथ होना चाहिए, उसमें से बहुत सारी डिजायर भी होंगी, बहुत सारी वांट्स होंगी, एंड दैट डजंट मीन दैट यू आर डिटरमाइंड to do that. So, the third Shaolin principle of resoluteness teaches us to do things wholeheartedly or not at all. It teaches us that we should do only what we are truly determined and willing to do. Otherwise, no. Now, इसकी एक activity है that I'll also I'm doing and I'll also do again. So, for example, आपने किसी चीज का resolution लिया. For example, to eat आउटसाइड फूड जीरो जंक. जैसे हमने सात्विक मूवमेंट में सीखा था कि डेड फूड को नहीं खाना है. नाउ देयर विल बी सर्कमस्टेंसेस वेयर यू विल बी लर्ड एंड यू विल बी एंटाइज्ड कि आपको आउटसाइड फूड दिख रहा है एंड यू विल बी एंटाइज्ड टू ईट इट. आज बारिश है, बाहर के पकौड़े खा लेते हैं. आज आज इंडिया जीत गई है या स्पेन मैच जीत गया है तो पिज्जा पार्टी तो होनी ही चाहिए. These are the things and the reasons that will dissuade you from your determination. And at that time, instead of falling to that dissuasion, instead of falling to that trap, you tell yourself out. You step out of that situation. Immediately, if you tell yourself that out, I'm out of this, you will actually, your अगले ही moment आप वो चीज को think करेंगे कि हाँ, I'll not eat it. The moment where you are enticing, where you are getting falling into the trap, that's the most important moment. अगर उसमें से आप आउट कर दे अपने आप को तो maybe you will be determined. And जो अगर आपका एक वीक रिजॉल्व है, if you are of a weak resolve, your opponent will be very happy and your opponent will be able to defeat you easily. किसी ने कहा कि अरे चल ना, क्यों इतने नाटक क्यों कर रही है, चलो बाहर खा के आते हैं. The opponent was your friend who actually wanted you to eat junk. He or she knows that you are on a diet, right? बट वो फिर भी दोस्ती के लिए करना पड़ता है. करना सच में पड़ता है या आप उसको मना कर सकते हैं. This is up to you. So this is the principle of resoluteness, and resolutions can be made, but actual resolutions are those that shouldn't have been made. वो ही resolutions हैं जो आप खुद follow कर रहे हैं. Those are the things that you all actually wanted. So this was the third principle. We'll move on to the next, the principle of detachment. I hope you all are not getting bored and it's not very heavy. If it is, please let me know in the comment section. We can stop it. Yeah. The principle of detachment derives from the principle from the Buddhism. Buddhism में कहा जाता है कि everything is, all desire is suffering. तो आपका कुछ नहीं है. The first line of this slide. Close your eyes. What you see belongs to you. The principle of detachment doesn't tell us to let go. It tells to let go. चीजें छोड़ना, छोड़ने का मतलब ये नहीं है कि materialistic things एकदम छोड़ के ascetic बन जाओ. It means not being emotionally attached to that thing. अगर वो है तो भी ठीक है, वो नहीं है तो भी ठीक है. It doesn't budge you. वो आपको impact नहीं कर रहा है, उसका होना या ना होना. That is detachment. And most of the things, अगर आप हम नेचर से सीखेंगे, फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक टाइगर है. टाइगर विल हंट ओनली फॉर दैट टाइम जब उसको भूख लगी है. ही विल नॉट हंट मल्टीपल डियर्स और जिराफ डियर्स और zebras and keep it and then sell it to the market. He will not do that. ये जो चीज है ये सिर्फ ह्यूमंस करते हैं. दे, एनिमल्स, बर्ड्स, दे लिव इन द प्रेजेंट. And the principle of detachment also teaches us to be in the present, be mindful कि जो है वो आपका नहीं है. एक बहुत अच्छी एक्टिविटी है. I'll let you know in the next slide. डिटैचमेंट कैसे प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं? बाय decluttering mentally, electronically and physically. Decluttering our thoughts through writing, decluttering our phone through deleting apps, decluttering our physical space through giving away stuff. So, Shungiri and I have a principle. We like to shop a lot, but we replace what we shop. अगर हमने 10 ड्रेसेस खरीदी हैं तो हम वो अलमारी की 10 ड्रेसेस बाहर भी निकालती हैं, so that it gives a balance to us. We love to have new things, but we love to give also, so that it our space is decluttered. And I think you all will resonate with me कि अगर एक decluttered environment है तो आपका दिमाग already decluttered feel करता है, खाली feel करता है. It gives us space to think. And detachment is actually a defense technique. अगर आप किसी चीज के लिए बहुत ज्यादा अटैच्ड हैं, स्पेशली ग्रीड है अगर, तो ओपोनेंट को पता है कि इस इंसान को ये चीज पसंद है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ओपोनेंट को मालूम है कि आपको आपकी तारीफ करवाना बहुत पसंद है. What he will do is he will constantly praise you even though if it's wrong, and he can make you do things according to him. So detachment is also a defense technique according to Shaolin principle. I hope I was clear. This question. Imagine someone knocks your door, है ना? कोई आपके दरवाजे पे आया और उसने बोला कि जो भी कुछ है वो आपका नहीं है, एंड गिव इट टू मी। सारी चीजें, सारा मटेरियल पोजेशन आपका, फोन आपका, महंगे लैपटॉप्स आपका, टीवी, एवरीथिंग जो भी था वो लेके चला गया, आपकी कार एंड एवरीथिंग। व्हाट वुड यू फील एट दैट मोमेंट? आपको कैसा लगेगा? विल यू बी इंडिफरेंट, वुड यू बी एंग्री, or will you be helpless? This is very profound question. If you are very attentive right now, you would be able to feel. When I was reading the book, I was able to feel कि अगर सच में मेरी सारी चीजें ले ली गई मुझसे तो मेरे पास क्या बचेगा? One answer that I got was, I have relationships, I have friendships, I have PBS, I have friends who love me, I have family who loves me, and I have my thoughts and my ideas and my mental capacity. तो आप ज़रूर सोचिए कि अगर आपके पास से डिटैचमेंट, आपके पास से मटेरियल चीज़ें चली गई, किसी ने ले ली, तो आपके पास इस टाइम पे क्या बचेगा? It's a very profound question, and yes, you can take a screenshot. I hope recording is in progress. I'm also recording, but yes. Yeah. So the next part is learning to be strong. I hope you all are with me. We are just 10-15 minutes away, and you all are listening. Learning to be strong. The first part was learning to stand. The second is learning to be strong. Strength में सबसे पहले है calmness. Ability to maintain our calm in situations that actually don't allow us to be calm. So conscious inaction can also be an effective means of defense. ऐसा बहुत बार होता है जब हमारे ओपोनेंट्स हमें प्रोवोक करने की कोशिश करते हैं. There are multiple situations in our office life, in our even in our relatives lives. बहुत बार होता है ऐसा. And how are you able to maintain your inaction? Because when you are not acting or reacting to anything, that person doesn't have any power over you, because that person is waiting for you to react to something and then he will win. इसमें एक एग्जांपल दिया है that one friend asked कि तुम कल कहाँ थे? तो वो बोलता है कि ऐसे ही था, आई डोंट वांट टू शेयर. देन ही द फ्रेंड टेल्स, मुझे पता था कि तुम एक एक्सीडेंट में इन्वॉल्व हो, कार एक्सीडेंट हुआ था तुम्हारा. एंड देन द अदर फ्रेंड टेल्स, नहीं नहीं, मेरा कहाँ एक्सीडेंट हुआ? द अदर फ्रेंड सेज, नो नो, हुआ था, आई सॉ इट. तो बोलेगा नहीं, मैं तो कल इसके साथ था, मेरा एक्सीडेंट कैसे हो सकता है? फॉरगेट अबाउट द कार. उस इंसान को जो सवाल का जवाब मिल चुका है. He wanted, the first question was, तुम कल कहाँ थे? You did not answer. What did he do? He created a situation of worry or hurry to you, ताकि आप आपका काम लूज करें एंड उसको जवाब दे दें. इसको एक अलग तरीके से अलग सिचुएशन होती है फिर. एंड ही टोल्ड यू कि तुम कल एक कार एक्सीडेंट में थे, मैंने देखा था. तो तुम कह सकते हो कि कोई और होगा. फिर से नहीं नहीं, मैंने तुम्हें ही देखा था. फिर से ठीक है, मैं ही था. अगर कुछ कुछ कार्रवाई होनी है या कोई पुलिस आनी है तो आ जाएगी. You did not give the answer to the question what that person wanted. How? By maintaining your calm. So it's a defense technique, and it's the Shaolin principle. So a furious person has a lot of power, but they have no control over the situation. So the defensive, जैसे अभी वो फ्रेंड डिफेंसिव हुआ था कि नहीं नहीं मैं कहाँ था, आई वॉज नॉट देयर. सो डिफेंसिवनेस is also clouding your ability to discern the situation, या उस पर्सन के इंटेंशंस को डिसर्न करने के का तरीका है. सो व्हेन यू आर फ्लस्टर्ड बाय एनीवन्स क्वेश्चन, there might be situations in your life when people question you a lot or question you badly. और अगर आप डिफेंसिव होकर उसकी कॉन्स्टेंटली आंसर देते रहेंगे, so you are actually yielding to them. You are giving away your power. Instead of that, be calm and then answer. You don't have to answer the question what he answered. You could answer, no, I don't want to answer. So this is a defense technique. Calmness is a defense technique towards against your opponent. Now, calmness can be learned. How? When you get sudden urge to be angry or to react towards someone or something, you just you can start breathing deeply, or you can invent your own stop signal. अगर आपको बहुत गुस्सा आ रहा है किसी के ऊपर, तो आप खुद को कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं, लाइक शांत हो जा, ये जैसे शांत उदय शांत, डू यू रिमेम्बर? कंट्रोल उदय कंट्रोल। तो वो उसका स्टॉप सिग्नल था, उदय शेट्टी का। वैसे ही आप कोई सा भी स्टॉप सिग्नल ले सकते हैं खुद के लिए। ब्रीदिंग डीपली इज अ वेरी गुड टेक्निक एंगर को मैनेज करने के लिए। ये बुक में आगे एंगर के कॉन्स और एंगर एंगर को कैसे, यस वेलकम होगी, एंगर को कैसे मैनेज करना है वो भी लिखा है। यू कुड रीड इट। आई वांटेड टू फोकस ऑन कामनेस मोर। So take five things that make you really angry, and in which situation did you most recently got carried away, and what were the consequences of that action? It could be anger, it could be your reactiveness, it could be your being carried away, anything. Anyone would like to give answer? अभी लास्ट वीक कमल सर ने भी पूछा था आपको क्या गुस्सा दिलाता है। Anyone would like to answer in the comments? My boss. Agreed. My answer was incompetence. I unhygienic habits when people are not on time. जो सोचा वो बिल्कुल एक्सपेक्टेशंस के अकॉर्डिंग नहीं हुई चीजें, तो yes it angers. So beautiful answers, and I think very true answers. We all know ourselves. Kudos to us. हम जानते हैं हमें गुस्सा क्यों आ रहा है. That's the one step towards being more calm. Yeah. So we can take a screenshot. I hope you all have taken a screenshot. Not important. Wonderful, sir. All right. The principle of slowness. This reminded me of Richard. Be slow, be grounded. I am opposite of this principle and I learned a lot from this. मुझे जल्दी बहुत रहती है और मैं फिर गिर जाती हूँ बहुत सारी बार. A lot of you who know me, a lot of us know me, so you know कि I fall a lot. So the Confucius quoted, "If you are in a hurry, walk slowly because obviously you will fall." Same just Nati says. So I would like to share few things that few tactics that salespersons also apply. Keep they and our opponents also. They tell us to hurry. They create a sense of hurriness in us, so that जब आप बहुत जल्दी में होते हैं, you lack sense of judgment, क्योंकि आपका दिमाग फिर जल्दबाजी में ज्यादा रहता है और सोचने में कम. And that is the thing when you act, and most of the decisions are wrong. Act in haste. So how to इसको अपोज कैसे करें, how to fight that? So just understand and write it down that आप ऐसी कौन सी चीजें हैं जिसमें आप जल्दबाजी कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई वन थिंग रूमित सर टोल्ड, आई ड्राइव वेरी फास्ट. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि commuting waste of time है. So this is one thing that I do. So you can actually analyze what is the thing that is happening very fast in your life. Sometimes what happens is life is actually very fast. Time कम है बहुत, especially your day, your weekday. You have to cook also, you have to go to office, commute is also long, and then you have to work, you have to cater your kids and your family. But there should be instances where you're able to slow down, because slowness creates sense of mindfulness. Slowness gives you space to think and then to react. There should be a time in your 24 hours where you're actually slowing down and you tell yourself कि यहाँ मुझे जल्दी होगी. So you are able to know the spaces in your day where you are being rushed and where you can slow down that rush. बहुत बार होता है ऐसा कि हम बहुत जल्दबाजी में हैं unknowingly. So that unknowing वाला component हमें हटाना है. And this happens a lot. Hurry, seats are left. एक सीट बची है, जल्दी से रजिस्टर करो. नहीं करना रजिस्टर. Like that. Yes. So I have started slowing down without effort. Wonderfully, beautiful. So when if you are actually fast, you can redefine your pace. To redefine your pace, you must know your pace. कि तुम किस स्पीड के हो, तुम्हारा क्या स्पीड है. मेरे घर वाले मुझे बिजली बुलाते हैं कभी कभी. आई एम सो फास्ट समटाइम्स. सो या सो यू रीडिस्कवर, आपकी फेस आप रीडिस्कवर कर सकते हैं. And that doesn't mean that you're slowing. It means that you are being mindful. Slow इसलिए होना है ताकि उस हरीडनेस का आपका ओपोनेंट फायदा ना उठा सके. We'll give more to the journal questions. Journal questions, okay. These are the journal questions. You can take a screenshot or else share the presentation with all of you, whatever suits you. The last 3 points are the journal questions. All right. 10 more minutes, everyone. The principle of imitation. I was triggered by this principle because I don't like if people imitate me. But here the Shaolin monk tells us that instead of inventing or discovering a technique on your own, you imitate the people who are doing it so that things go easy for you. For example, जब ये मोनास्ट्री डेवलप हो रही थी, देयर वर जो बोधि धर्म, yes, Bodhidharma, when he was establishing this monastery, their biggest threat was were animals. There were a lot of animals. How were they able to defeat them? By imitating them. तो जो wild animals थे, they were able to defeat them by imitating their actions and acting like them. So here author is telling us to imitate so that you're able to learn something from someone. And it could be anything. Imitation, उस level तक का imitation to the deepest detail so that you're able to grasp everything. Now let's talk about the attacking form of imitation. कोई आपका opponent है, if you're able to analyze that person very well, आपने अगर उसको imitate कर लिया कि वो क्या करता है, कैसे करता है, तो reverse engineering के तरीके से if you're able to understand that person, you can defeat him. So, firstly, imitation for learning, and then how to defeat your opponent. तो ये tactics obviously मैंने sports में ज़्यादा देखे हैं कि टीम दूसरी टीम की tactics और strategy apply करती है and they imitate them and then they are able to defeat them or get points ahead of them. So imitate those people uh, who have gained something, और आपके फील्ड में अगर आपको कुछ सीखना है तो यू कैन लर्न थ्रू imitation. So the first reflection that I would really like all of you to note down is reflect on what is worth imitating. This question is for me as well. I don't know if anything is worth imitating, but I will work upon it. If you are also on the same page with me, you can really write the question down. That reflect on what is worth imitating. ऐसा क्या है जिसका आपको imitation करना आप चाहेंगे? One thing. Then mention one thing you, it's a thing, not things, you imitate out of habit. ऐसा होता है ना, हम आई इमिटेट वर्ड्स आउट ऑफ हैबिट. कोई जो मेरे कॉलीग्स हैं और मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं, कभी कभी मैं उनके वर्ड्स ले लेती हूँ अपने अपने पास, एंड दैट इज आउट ऑफ हैबिट. अपने आप होता है वो. आई शुड नॉट डू दैट. देन which animal resembles you the most? Very interesting question. I am also yet to answer this. And what habits have you copied from someone else? So these are the journal questions. Deer. Yes, you look like a deer. Very cute. True jokes, man. All right. I hope I am making sense and you are with me. We are moving to the next principle, the principle of opportunity. Wow, Riti ma'am. I would like to. मुझे तो ढूंढना पड़ेगा मैं किसकी रेसिपी. All right. So here, these things we know mostly that opportunities are like a carousel, and you're standing at one place and they will go. But some opportunities will come back, but not every opportunity comes back again. तो आपको वो snatch करना पड़ेगा, and for that you have to prepare and hone yourself, and don't lose steam during the preparation. अपने आप को इतना ज़्यादा hone करिए, but उस time पे don't lose your calm, don't lose patience when, and की अपॉर्चुनिटी आ ही नहीं रही है एंड नॉट एबल टू डू दैट, दैट इज ऑल्सो लूजिंग स्टीम. अगर आपने पेशेंस लूज किया, मतलब यू आर नॉट ओनिंग योर स्किल्स, बट यू आर लैमेंटिंग ओवर थिंग्स कि अभी तक नहीं हुआ. सो हियर फ्यू पॉइंट्स आर जस्ट कि जो प्लानर्स होते हैं वो अपॉर्चुनिस्ट नहीं होते हैं. तो प्लान करना से ज्यादा करना, डूइंग इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. plucking the apple when it is ripened, not waiting for it to ripen, or not plucking it and picking it up from the ground. उसको उसी समय जब वो राइप है तभी प्लग करना है, ना ही नीचे से उठाना है, ना ही कच्चा तोड़ना है. So exact that opportunity, and mindfulness and being in the present teaches us that. So the question is, I hope I'm not going too fast, but this is very relatable. Opportunity वाला chapter थोड़ा आसान था. तो पेशेंस कब और कब तक रखना है, पेशेंस रखना रहेगा सो दैट यू गेट द राइट टाइम. जैसे कि टाइगर्स करते हैं, दे वेट फॉर दैट प्रे टू कम, दे डोंट गेट हरी, they don't get in hurry or in haste and they act. So wait, have patience and then pluck your apple at the right time. The question is, when did you lose because you lost patience? Which opportunities could be aligned with what you wished for? तो ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटीज जो आप चाहते हैं करना अपने लाइफ में, ऐसी कौन सी अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, एंड यू कुड राइट देम डाउन कि ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज आई कैन लर्न फ्रॉम देम, आई कैन गेन दी. आई होप आई एम विथ यू, ऑल ऑफ यू. प्रिंसिपल ऑफ यील्डिंग. अभी एक बहुत ही रिसेंट एग्जांपल है यील्डिंग का, एंड आई डोंट वांट टू टेल अ लॉट अबाउट इट. द मोस्ट वायरल रील ऑन सोशल मीडिया. So we might feel कि the person has yielded or being defeated, but we should know that the person is flexible. कि जो खड़े वृक्ष होते हैं वो storm में सबसे पहले टूटे जाते हैं. You can be flexible and strong like a grass. कितने भी बार step on हो, she still stands tall. So your focus must not be on the battle, but in the victory. Apologies for the, ये सब टाइपो है, तो अपॉलॉजीज फॉर द थर्ड पॉइंट. कि जो फाइनल विक्ट्री है आपकी उस पे फोकस करिए rather than the little battles of life. You can let go few things. जो स्मॉल बिकरिंग है, जो आपकी एनर्जी ड्रेन कर रही है, या ऐसी चीजें जो आपकी एनर्जी ड्रेन कर रही हैं, especially right now in the world of social media. If something is draining your energy, you can yield to them कि आपसे मैं drain हो रही हूँ, I will revert. I will set back my steps and I will not fight with you. So as to protect your peace, so as to protect your energy for the bigger battle. So identify your bigger battles that you actually want to win, not the smaller battles. Don't focus on the battles, focus on the war and the victory of the war. So this principle also teaches us to give your opponent an apparent victory कि हाँ तुम तो जीत गए. And when he flusters, you can attack. तो ये Shaolin principle है that yielding or maybe fake yielding so as to make your opponent perceive that you have lost and then you attack. So the question is, in which situations do you find it difficult to give in? क्या आप भी वैसे हैं कि जो कॉन्स्टेंटली आर्ग्यूमेंट जीतना चाहते हैं, हर आर्ग्यूमेंट हर किसी से हर समय, और do you choose to protect your peace? This is the question. You can be honest with yourself. You don't have to tell us to us. But this is a very good journal question when you are reflecting. And then, do you always need to have the last word? This is the question. Now, we are on the last portion, uh, learning to win. The first principle is principle of superiority. बड़ा ही अलग सा प्रिंसिपल है ये. ऐसे, and this I'll share based on journal questions only. You can screenshot this. Do you feel people are superior to you? If yes, mention three people who feel they are superior to you, and you can write down those qualities. And if that is your opponent, then mention the things, mention the solution, how you are able to defeat them. Subservience is a comfort zone. Here, the author is telling that सुपीरियर किसको मान रहे हैं हम एंड क्यों मान रहे हैं, एंड इज इट नेसेसरी फॉर अस टू फील दैट समवन इज सुपीरियर टू अस. That is a question for us to answer. And also one question, who do you think you are superior to and why? Now the question applies to you. Do you think you're superior to someone? And if yes, do you feel when they praise you, you feel good, and that external praise actually makes you vulnerable? तो स्थित प्रज्ञ रहना है हर परिस्थिति में. अगर आपसे कोई आपकी आलोचना भी कर रहा है या आपकी बहुत ज्यादा प्रेज कर रहा है, this impacting you emotionally actually makes you vulnerable to attack. So if you are dependent on external praise, you become vulnerable to attack. And those whom we regard superior, जिनको हम superior समझ रहे हैं, they are allowing themselves to be that. आप भी बन सकते हो superior. That what I mean from the principle of superiority. You can be at that position. So वो जरूरी नहीं है कि आपके superior हो, आप भी उनके superior या उनके समकक्ष आ सकते हैं through one principle that we were learning through imitation. I hope I'm clear. The principle of letting go. लेटिंग गो, किस चीज का लेटिंग गो? एक बहुत ही अच्छी स्टोरी से मैं समझाना चाहूंगी 2 मिनट में. द प्रिंसिपल इज, एक मंक रहते हैं और एक किंग रहते हैं. किंग उन्हें कहते हैं कि एक बहुत ही आप मुझे बहुत अच्छा एक स्कल्पचर बना के दीजिए. मंक कहते हैं कि मुझे 5 दिन का ब्रेक चाहिए, देन मैं वो बनाऊंगा. वो 5 दिन के ब्रेक में कुछ नहीं करते हैं, ही इज जस्ट सिटिंग देयर. And on the sixth day, he sculpts a beautiful sculpture. किंग उनसे पूछते हैं कि ये 5 दिन आपने क्या किया। वो बताते हैं कि मैंने 5 दिन क्या किया। मैंने पहले दिन, ही इज टेलिंग, अपना फियर ऑफ फेलियर, फियर टू गेट पनिशमेंट अगर मैंने अच्छा स्कल्पचर नहीं बनाया, वो छोड़ा, लेटिंग गो। देन मैंने अपना सेकेंड डे अपना बायस छोड़ा कि मैं केपेबल नहीं हूँ ये स्कल्पचर बनाने के लिए। थर्ड दिन मैंने ये छोड़ा, मेरे ये सोच कि शायद मुझ में स्किल नहीं है, या मैं ये चीज बना पाऊंगा कि नहीं बना पाऊंगा। और आखिरी दिन मैंने ये सोच छोड़ा कि ऐसी होप कि जब मैं ये स्कल्पचर बना दूंगा तो लोग मुझे बहुत प्रेज करेंगे। तो द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ लेटिंग गो टेल्स अस टू लेट गो फियर ऑफ फेलियर, पनिशमेंट और एनी बैड थिंग हैपनिंग, फियर ऑफ नॉट बीइंग केपेबल, खुद के प्रति जो हमारे क्वेश्चंस हैं या हमारा जजमेंट है वो लेट गो करना। फाइनली जो डिजायर्स हैं, जो कि कर्मणे वाधिकारस्ते ना फलेषु कदाचन, उससे भी हम सीख सकते हैं कि फल की चिंता, डिजायर ऑफ फेम, डिजायर ऑफ ग्लोरी एंड प्राइड, लास्टली जब हम वो छोड़ते हैं, देन वी आर एबल टू अटेन एट आर। So the quality of a good fighter is to know that people always act for a reason. Okay, so दिस इज द क्वालिटी ऑफ लेटिंग गो, वो चीजें लेट गो करना। एक मुझे मेरे प्रोफेसर ने भी बोला था कि लर्न, अनलर्न और रीलर्न, हमेशा ये 3 चीजें करनी है लाइफ में। अपने बायसेस को अनलर्न करना है, नई चीजें सीखनी है, और ये कॉन्स्टेंटली करते रहना है। खुद की थिंकिंग, खुद की थॉट प्रोसेस कॉन्स्टेंटली चेंज करनी है, क्योंकि समय भी चेंज हो रहा है। इट इज परिवर्तन। सो वन क्वेश्चन आई हैव फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू। ऐसे बहुत सारे चाइल्डहुड बायसेस हैं हमारी लाइफ में, मेरी भी लाइफ में है, जो हमारे पेरेंट्स और टीचर्स ने हमारे अंदर डाले हैं। बहुत सारे बायसेस हैं। वो बायसेस में से एक या दो बायसेस आप लिखिए अपनी डायरी में, एंड वो आइडेंटिफाई कीजिए। और ऐसा क्या आप अलग करेंगे अपने बच्चों के साथ जो आपके पेरेंट्स ने किया, जो आप आपके बच्चों के साथ नहीं करना चाहेंगे, या जो आप आपके बच्चों के साथ नहीं कर रहे हैं। ये क्यों हुआ? क्योंकि आपने अपने पुराने परवरिश को अनलर्न किया और फिर कुछ नया लर्न किया एंड वो अपने बच्चों को सिखाया। सो दैट इज द थिंग कि letting go the old biases and prejudices and learning new things. I'm This is the last slide. The principle of self knowledge. This is, I think, the most important principle of the whole book. कि खुद को जाने, स्वयं को जाने, और स्वयं को जानने के बाद ही आप खुद को इम्प्रूव कर पाएंगे। दिस थिंग आई फील। सो राइट 10 कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स दैट बेस्ट डिस्क्राइब यू। फिर वो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आपके फ्रेंड को बोलिए कि मेरे बारे में 10 ऐसी चीजें लिख, और फिर अपनी वो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक को क्रिटिकली एसेस करिए कि क्या सच में मैं हूं ऐसा। एंड देन उन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को अपने एडवांटेज और डिसएडवांटेज ऐसे लिखिए, that if you're able to communicate well, is it this will be your disadvantage or advantage, ये आपके ओपोनेंट के प्रति क्या रहेगा, एडवांटेजेस या डिसएडवांटेजेस। सो खुद को जानना सबसे बड़ा वेपन है, सबसे बड़ी स्वॉर्ड है अगेंस्ट योर enemy. This is the second last principle, and the last principle, the principle of community. I would really like to discuss it in the Monday session so that हमारे पास एक छोटा सा शॉर्ट बुक रिव्यू हो जाए। एंड प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कम्युनिटी मेरे ख्याल से टीबीएफ सिखाएगा तो ज्यादा अच्छा लगेगा। सो दैट्स व्हाई आई केप्ट इट फॉर द लास्ट। एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर लिसनिंग पेशेंटली। 1 घंटे 20 मिनट तक आप सुनते रहे, बहुत बहुत आभार। एंड इट वॉज वंडरफुल talking to all of you. With that, we come to the end of the session. I would really like you all to share your views. We can take a selfie first, if possible, and then we can uh, discuss. शेर सर भी आ गए हैं, तो आई थिंक इट वुड बी नाइस। एकदम 9 बजे वाले सेशन का टाइम हो गया है। गुड इवनिंग मीनू जी, आपको देख के बहुत अच्छा लगा इतने दिनों बाद। हाय दिगांतिका, प्रीति मैम, संजय सर, ज्योत्सना जी, शेर सर। ओके, यू आर ट्रैवलिंग, ओके सर। ऑल राइट, रेडी, स्माइल, थैंक यू, ऑल राइट, थैंक यू सो मच, सब्सक्राइब प्लीज। Rumit sir, Meghna ji would like to share.
If Meghna ji is not ready, then I will start.
Yes.
Okay. So, जैसा कि आपने फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल बोला कि बी इन प्रेजेंट, सो आई वाज हैविंग डिनर at our canteen, and since I was listening to you, so I had two small bottles, एक घी का है और एक गन पाउडर का था. तो घी का तो I ensured because that is very, once it will leak, then it's a lot of problem. But I forgot to tighten the gunpowder bottle. So by the time I came up on table, books everywhere, it was spread like anything. And then by this time I cleaned up everything. So that was the penalty for me not to be in present. So that is there. And secondly, you said na ki reflection and you have to study. So if you see the movie, this Karate Kid, there, this the protagonist, the small kid, is taken by his, this teacher, coach, to that place temple where that symbol is there, na. So there, if you have seen that movie, the snake is there in the gallery, and it is on the mountain. It's extreme. It is protruding out of some mountain. Very dangerous location. And there, that kid is seeing that one monk is controlling the snake. So similarly, in cricket and many other things, coach will teach the bowlers that you should be able to control the person in front of you, so that the person will behave the way you want. So that's why many bowlers, they are very successful and they can disguise the batsman, and they want them to do the mistake what they expect, and that is how they achieve their result. So that's why that kid asks his coach that I want to learn this. So it will take a lot of years to learn that mastery, but once you will get into this temple and become a monk, and then you can understand. And I think, I don't know, maybe this Josna ji or Vinu ji might have seen, we had one movie, 36 Chambers of Shaolin. So that means you people may not have seen because it is long back. When we were school time, we used to see that. So there were 36 chambers of Shaolin, and the hero wants to learn. And actually, he was a sweeper there, and he was challenged by someone that you are just a sweeper, you can't learn anything. So he takes it as a challenge, and then he passes all the 36 chambers, and then he become the expert Shaolin. Very interesting movie, and that movie I've seen many times, because the movie which I like, I see it many times, because every time you repeat, you learn something more in deeper, and you get a lot of things. So again, that is there. And one more thing is that we implement this principle in our practical daily life. So I told my subordinate, my manager, that you go to this customer, you offer him this price, he will ask you this discount, then you call me from there. And then I will say, no, no, this we can't do, you do this. And then he will confirm this. And that guy came and he said, it is very surprising. How can you predict? Everything was same what you said. Exactly the sequence happened, and we got the order and the customer ego also satisfied that. So that is how you have to do your homework and study, because some people, they like to negotiate too much. Some people, they don't like to negotiate. So you have to act accordingly. So this all techniques and these things we learn from the experience and from the various books, and some movies also, they teach us a lot of things. So that is how we see. And okay, Retiji, thank you. So thank you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rohit sir. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Megha. Amazing. All right. So tomorrow's announcement I would like to make. Tomorrow we have a Art of Habits discussion. I think discussion on chapter 9 and 10 by Kamal sir. So I would really like you to be there at 7:30 a.m. And tomorrow we don't have any Gita session. तो बस कल एक सुबह संडे का session है. So thank you so much, and I would really appreciate if you comment in the group as well. It would maintain the memory. अभी यहाँ पे तो खत्म हो जाएगा. So thank you so much everyone, and with that we come to the end. Good night. Bye bye.